Oh, where are you, zombies? I know you're in there. Die, you zombie scum. Ha! 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 Oh, wait, why are you in there? You're not supposed to be in there with the zombies. Come on, kick around. Come, join me. Join me. Hey, everyone. I've been grinding away at these zombies like we had talked about. I've got myself a good little handful of levels. Good to start getting enchanting and stuff going on. I also went down to the strip mines here. Let's see. Kill a couple of these. Get ourselves one more level. Alright. Fantastic. So we can finally start getting geared up. I did want to show you something interesting, though. So in Minecraft, you can actually use a bucket to get yourself some lava. Now, one thing that's kind of neat about zombies is that they drop gear. And what you can do is cook your gear up. Alright, we'll just grab a couple of these boring ones. There we go. And when you cook your metal gear, it'll actually give you gold nuggets. So this isn't a great way to get loads of gold or iron as you progress in the game, but it is a way that you can go about doing it. And since these produce kind of slow, if you're using coal or um, charcoal, one of your more normal fuel sources, you're going to go through a lot of it just keeping up with this. But lava is a potentially renewable resource, and we'll set something up at some point to be able to get ourselves all the lava we could ever possibly want and need. But I thought it was just worth pointing out because, sometimes getting some of these resources is hard. But as you can see in our little chest here, we've collected up a good little bit. Oh yeah, some free shovels. Some of them, I wouldn't call them good, but they're kind of okay. Fortune 1, some Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 3, so it can dig faster than a shovel normally could. Got ourselves a few carrots and potatoes left down here. I've taken some of them back up to the house and thrown them in the kitchen already. But another thing I'd like to show you is I reconnected down to my mines down here as I was coming across. Found myself a little diamond patch. I've got a little access into this abandoned mine shaft. And you can't see all the way to the end. I've actually gone really, really far. But I've made myself a couple of long tunnels back and forth. I've got kind of a path on each side of it dug out like this that will connect back up for me. And once I start getting longer, I'll just dig out in this direction and keep doing the same thing. And that's how I'm strip mining to get some of my resources. Predominantly down at this level, because I am down at that negative 58 that I was talking about several episodes ago. You're going to find iron, redstone, and diamonds for the most part. So nothing too spectacular or too fancy. We still haven't explored our caves yet, though I think we'll do that here in a little bit. Today, actually. But first, I got a couple things to show you up at the house, and we're going to get our basic enchantments finally set up on a full set of diamond armor to be kitted out. But I'm going to keep heading up that way, and I will meet you on the porch in just a moment. Hey, yeah, we've made it back up to the house now, and we've got some good things going on. Before we actually get to the enchanting, I do want to take you on a quick little tour because I've made a couple of little upgrades that I think are starting to come along fantastically. Let's see here. There we go. First, real small but very impactful improvement. Up here, I decided I needed a better railing, and I was kind of thinking about the best way to pull this area in together, make it look secure, make it feel like a good, proper balcony so I can overlook my little kingdom down here with my village and everything. And fences were pretty obvious choice for doing this. This is a jungle wood, which, as you can see, it doesn't have that same green that I was complaining about a couple of episodes ago. But then I threw these barrels in here with it, and they have just made it pop fantastically. One thing that I did do up here, just because I wasn't sure how I was going to light it, I built all of this with bottom half slabs. So anything that I place directly on top of them is going to be floating, which is going to be a little bit of a problem, maybe. But this makes it so that nothing can spawn, at least in this area. Things can still spawn in here. So we've got our little torch spam going on, still got our big storage wall. Um, and I included a couple of these spruce trapdoors to kind of line the door and make it feel just a little bit better. And while that's all good and dandy, what I'm more impressed with myself here is some of this interior. This is our living room. We got ourselves a nice little corner couch. We've got ourselves a pressure plate table, which is kind of a problem on this other side, actually. If I push it, all of a sudden these trap doors that I'm using for things just pop open. But we got that going on. We just got our nice accent wall. I did kind of modify my bookshelves here. I realized that I had placed them the wrong way. So some of them were too far away for our table to get the full level enchantments that we needed. But I rearranged them just a little bit, stretched some things out. I added a cartographer's table, and one quarter I'm just super delighted with is right here. Um, Once again, we've done most of this in spruce. One thing that maybe could be a little better is if barrels came in more than one color. If I could bring everything to that dark oak color, this would tie in just perfectly. But that's not the way Minecraft works, so we're gonna live with it. We're gonna deal with it. But this, I'm just really pleased with it. We still haven't done anything in our kitchen, which is part of what I plan to do today, and our workshop. I did throw up a painting. Obviously, we're going to be working on our tools, weapons, gear, and things back here, getting ready to fight the monsters. So I found myself a Minecraft painting that looks like people getting geared up and ready to fight. I've also set aside all of our work clothes. We're not going to need those for a little while. I'm not going back down to the mines today. And this is an armor stand. To get it, you do need smooth stone slabs. And to get those, this early in the game, you need to actually cook in a furnace some cobblestone, and then you get regular stone. Once you have your regular stone, you have to recook it again, which will give you your smooth stone, and then you make your slabs just like you would with anything else. But otherwise, we've got all of this going on. It's a little more simple than the other room. I'll probably still spruce it up a little more at some point in the future. But let's grab ourselves our diamonds out of our valuables chest. And we're pretty poor. Some of our valuables are still, technically stone tools. One of our good fishing rods is up here. Um, and all of that. So let's go ahead and get that sorted. We want ourselves some boots. We want ourselves a chest plate, a helmet, and some pants. All right. Now I set aside some lapis over here, so we're going to be able to get started. And let's see, since we've got all of this storage here, let's go ahead and set a few things aside like that, because we're going to want a little more room here. So once you get to this point and you start enchanting, it's worth noting that your enchantment that can go on any piece will change every time you enchant something new. So right now, if I put this on here, I've got unbreaking and some protection. It's not really what I'm interested in. Fire protection, blast, that's okay, I guess. Aqua affinity, that one, maybe. Some protection 3, fire protection 1. Okay, we're going to go with Aqua Affinity. And you can see down here, I have to have 30 levels in order to use this enchantment. But it's only going to consume 3 of them. So we got? Well, that's okay, I guess. Not really the best. We might redo that. Okay, some fire protection 4, fire protection 4, unbreaking 3. I'm just not really pleased with any of those. You know what? Let's enchant a book instead. What do we got here? Flame, unbreaking. That's not good either. Can we just roll it with something we really don't care about? Yeah, let's just roll this. Try to get a new set of enchantments. Okay, what are we gonna get? Fire protection. I don't want fire protection. I really don't want fire protection. I want regular protection. Unbreaking 3. Okay. Well, I'll need 3 lapis for that. And just unbreaking. Oh, that's sad. Protection 3. Well, protection 3 is better, but it's not really what I want. I can upgrade that with some of the books I have. So, okay, protection 3 and unbreaking 3. That's that's a little bit better. And that fire protection again. All right. So I'm going to keep rolling through that and get this stuff situated. I'll show you what I end up with when we're all said and done. And then we will get cracking on attempting to make this kitchen look like a proper kitchen. So I'll see you guys back here in just a little bit. All right, I've gotten things kind of sorted out. I'm not super pleased with it yet, but we are still pretty early game, so we'll live with what we got. The thing I think I like the most so far, though I've got room to improve, is my boots. I got protection 4, and then I got Depth Strider, which will let me move faster through the water, and Feather Falling 4, which is something that I use a lot because I always forget how tall or high up I am. So I jump and I take damage left and right. It's a never-ending problem for me. So that'll help us reduce that a little bit. We just got some protection 3. I'm breaking 3 on the legs and the chest plate. And I did roll the helmet for unbreaking 3 and protection 4. I do still want aqua affinity at some point, but that's fine. I can get that later. Now, one thing I wanted to show you is this grindstone. I added it here off camera because I remembered it. What you can do is you can take enchanted items, put them in there, and you can pull them out. And then, let's see, there we go. You can get a little bit of your experience from what you did back on it. So if you're making a lot of equipment and trying to save a few levels, this is an okay way to do it. I would wait until you're really low on levels, though. The reason being, the higher level you get, the more experience it takes to level back up. And when you are enchanting, Minecraft only cares about the actual levels, not how much experience it took to get there. So, especially early game, as soon as you hit level 30, if you've got a good enchanting setup near your grinder, which ours is so far away, and then you're going to want to go roll whatever it is, try your luck right away, and get that going. But the next thing I want to tackle actually involves this chest up here. While we've been fishing, I've managed to accumulate myself a good few little bows. So I have a hard decision to make now. You got a couple of enchantments that are exclusive, meaning they can't be on the same bow together. And one of them is mending. And you guys know that I love mending. But the other one, which makes me think that maybe I'm willing to go without it, is this infinity, right? Infinity, I think I've mentioned in a previous episode, will let me keep firing arrows no matter what, as long as I have one in my inventory, and it won't take it up. So if I'm going on long adventures, this one could be really useful, especially with your basic arrows. Once we get upgraded arrows, maybe mending's worth it, but I don't really intend to do that at the moment. So I am gonna go with infinity as the base for my bow. And let's see, I've got some power, so maybe power 3, that'll give us power 4. And then add that in will be power 5. Oh, we got that, so we can get rid of that. Power 4, power 3, unbreaking. You already, no, you don't have unbreaking. None of you have unbreaking. Okay, so unbreaking 3, power 4. I kind of flip-flop on flame. It'll light the enemy on fire. Oh, but this one has Curse of Vanish, it's not terrible. Oh, power 4. There we go. So we can go get these. That'll give us power 5 on breaking 3 with infinity. Punch would be nice, but I'd rather get punch 2. I could just enchant a fresh bow as well and then add these on top of it. But for now, we're going to try and combine these with what levels we have left. So unbreaking 3, power 4, power 4. Okay, so that'll give us power 5, unbreaking 3. And do I have enough levels? 16 levels. No, I don't. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and hop back down to the zombie spawner for a little bit. Get this bow sorted out so that we've got ourselves a nice, powerful weapon for going into the caves and the mines here in the near future. Now, our sword will handle it, but the real big advantage to a bow, for me at least, is creepers. Almost without fail, when I get close to a creeper, I'll run up to it, I'll smack it, I'll back up just a little bit too slow, and it'll explode. And it'll hurt me, and that's just not what we're going for here. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, keep grinding away on this, and I will join back up with you once that's finished so we can get cracking on that kitchen. All right, welcome back up to the house. I've gone off and I've got myself this nice bow going on. It's definitely not the best one that I'm ever going to have, but it's a good start. Having ourselves all kitted out in some nice, fresh, enchanted diamond gear is going to take us a long way. And I think it's going to let us do a little bit more cave exploring here in the near future, which is just fantastic. Now, that's a thing for another time. It's also a distraction because we are going to conquer the kitchen. All right. And before I forget, I'll show you what I ultimately did. I took my bows, and as you combine them together on the anvil, you regain durability, but it does cost you levels. So I've got Unbreaking 3, so it should last us a while. Power 5, which is hard as the bow can hit. And I did go with Infinity, and I did decide to combine that Punch 1 bow just to give us a little bit of that pushback ability. When it comes to things like creepers and such, it's definitely a preference for me. But I do have some mildly exciting news in the form of slime balls. While I was coming back up from having put this bow together, down in our stairwell over here, I noticed off to the side that there was a big slime bouncing around. So I hopped in there, braved the cave real quick, chopped him up, got myself some slime ball, which is going to be fantastic. As I had mentioned previously, it was one of the things that I wanted from the pandas, but I didn't actually take enough time to get it. I did a little research. I guess the pandas only have a 1 in 700 chance of dropping slime ball when the babies sneeze, and they grow up so fast. I just didn't have enough time to really sit back and hang out with them. If I had them at the base and got my panda habitat I'm going to build later all situated, I probably would have spent a little bit more effort trying to get that. But for the time being, it's not something I'm going to use right away anyway. But it is going to let us do some interesting things relating to farms down the road. Because slime balls can be combined with something called a piston, which if I had a piston down here and I turned it on, it would lift things up. Now, some things it will lift, some it won't. I believe barrels is one that it will not. But that is a-okay. But being able to lift and move blocks around gives me the ability to automatically harvest some kinds of crops, like the sugarcane that I was collecting previously, or bamboo. Since it grows a lot taller and you can break it part way up, you can harvest a whole bunch of it really easily. And one of the things I might do it, I might not, is build myself a bamboo farm so that I can use it as a continual fuel source. Instead of having to go out, get myself some coal. If I can avoid it, I do try to not use just coal to power my furnaces because you have to go out, find it, harvest it, and all of that. And it's one of the only blocks, when you combine a bunch of them together, that has a nice black texture and pattern to it. So I would actually rather save it as a building block than use it as fuel in my furnaces, especially when options like lava and bamboo also exist. There is something neat you can do with trees and furnaces as well to create yourself charcoal, which is what I will do a lot of times when I am needing a whole bunch of torches for lighting up a cave or something like that. But anyway, now it's time for the kitchen. And as you can see, uh, I had gotten rid of all of the torches down here on the first floor. I replaced all of my lighting with these iron lamps. I did mention they're a little bit expensive, but for the aesthetic, I think it is well worth it. Now, the big question though, what are we going to do with our kitchen? We have a lot of different options and things that we can definitely pursue and think about. Some of them, we want ways to cook food in here. We want places to store stuff, and we're going to want it to just look great. I mean, I said I'm not much of a builder, but after this little area here, I'm starting to think that I might reconsider my mind. Interior decorating has become so much fun all of a sudden. It's not something I've ever had a lot of success with, so just that little bit, as simple as it is, has just really tickled my fancy. There are a few limitations in here that we'll have to deal with. One, this wall goes straight back into our library. So we're going to probably leave it completely intact like this. Um, we definitely want a furnace, and we're also going to want a smoker. Let's see, where is maybe two or three of them. So I can take a furnace and use some stripped logs with it, or just regular logs, and it'll create me a furnace that I'm going to get set up in here someplace. So let's just start doing that. All right. So I think a furnace here. Yeah, okay. I was thinking I would do it on either side of the corner there, but that's not going to work out right. So to get our furnaces going, we're going to need that. We're going to need some of our utility wood here. And we will make ourselves a smoker to go with it so we can cook our food so much faster. All right, let's see. Crafting table. Boop. All right. Now, I know I want at least one of them. Let's turn on our craftables again. Let's get our smoker. And I think I want them up higher. Having those next to each, I don't like that actually. Let's go ahead and modify that already. We'll do smoker on one side, and we'll do furnace on the other. Yeah, and that'll give us a little bit of contrast. Now, one of the things that we can do is we can make a cobblestone wall. And this is actually a neat little feature. You can put it in there, and it's going to look like you've got a little bit of a chimney going up off of these things, which will give us a little bit of depth to our creation here and a little bit of design. Okay, so we got that. And actually, you know what? I'm going to flip-flop on this one again already. We are still going to use our little smokestack, but I'm going to bring this over one. And I'm going to put Let's see. Let's do a barrel right there, actually. 3. Let's make ourselves a couple of those half slabs, and that'll let us get the barrel going. Uh-huh. Which direction do I want it? Let's go ahead and put that there. Do I want it like that? Hmm. Hmm. Yes. In fact, we want another barrel as well. Okay, let's make up a few of those. A couple more slabs. And we'll give ourselves another barrel. And we'll put this up here like that. All right, now we're starting to have a nice little quarter coming together with some different textures. With the wood and the cobblestone pattern going on here, I think this is going to turn out just excellent. I am going to fill up most of this wall in some way, shape, or form. In fact, one of the things I wanted to... I don't know if these will be the right trapdoors for this or not. Let's see if I put it on the top here. Does that look right? That looks right. Okay, let's make ourselves a couple more. And that's going to give us a little bit of accent. One pro tip, if you want to hide lighting, and you've got one of the more obnoxious ones like glowstone or maybe even prismarine lights, you can hide it behind these trapdoors, and you'll still get a lighting effect from it. So that can give you a new layer of depth to some of your creations. But with that, I'm going to go ahead, hop off camera, keep cracking on this, and we'll see exactly what it is that we have here once I finish up. You know, I just love it when a plan comes together, don't you? Hey, I've been cracking away on this kitchen, trying to get a little bit more detail in there, and I am starting to get very pleased with what I have. All right, so let's go. Take a look. Take it all in. The grand reveal. All right. So over here, we've got our little prep area. We've got our conveniently placed storage in a couple of different places. We got our bookshelf so that we've got a place to keep our cookbooks. I went ahead and put trap doors on top here, so this kind of gives it a real countery look. They are the same trap doors we're using on the walls, which is a little, uh, but seems to work out well. Got a different color cabinet down here, and then we've got our grill, so when we want a burger or something like that, we can come over here, we can grill it up. We've got our cooking station set up so that we can cook our food. We can even smelt, like a little iron or something like that over in here if we needed to, although we are going to set up a blast furnace separately so that we can cook that at a better rate. Right now, I've moved a lot of our foodstuffs up here. Now, a lot of this looks like food. Some of it's not really. Pufferfish in particular. In fact, let's just have a little fun here. If you take one of these guys, oh, do you have to cook it? I didn't think you did. Hold on. Oh, I just seem to remember they give you a weird effect. Okay, so that's not it. It won't just let me eat it. I could have sworn you used to be able to eat these and they'd give you this weird little purple psychedelic effect thing. But that's all right. Just a funny little something extra, but got our storage built in here just like I wanted. I also ended up using a hopper. That's kind of an expensive thing this early in the game for me because I don't have as much iron as I really would like. Threw this trapdoor on front of it so it doesn't look as terrible, but you can tell that it's definitely got a drain, comes in here, and it's going to act as our sink. I grabbed some spruce and reshape this a little bit so we've got a little bit more of a nice shaped window, and we went ahead and used those same spruce trapdoors here, so this is starting to feel more like a finished and designed room all the way around, which is just ever so oh, you know what, let's see, do I have, I do, you know what, every kitchen needs a potted plant. I don't think I have any of these azures out yet. All right, so I should be able to come up. Let's put it on this side. Or no, this side's a little. There we go. I can right click and place it, and there we go. A potted plant. Oh, even just that silly little thing makes this feel so much more alive. Um, so I am just absolutely loving and adoring this. One of the things I did use here, this is polished diorite. And I took the diorite that I have. In fact, I got some in my inventory here. If you use four of them, you can get polished diorite. And once you have polished diorite, you can make different kinds of steps and slabs out of it, just like you can with wood. Um, but the straight raw diorite won't let you do that. So I think that's actually a fun use for the diorite, something that I wouldn't normally put in, but as I was thinking about this, a lot of kitchens I've been in use like swan stone or a white granite for the countertops, and what better place to incorporate it than right here? Another fun thing, I did try, actually, let's make a couple of these, because it is good enough to be worth mentioning. Uh, Although I decided not to. Some upside down stairs over here instead could kind of give me a little bit of a depth to be a counter space, which I had thought about doing. Um, but, you know, it just, I don't, well, actually, you know what? I just had another thought that might actually make this better. So we can place them upside down here. And then, do I have any? Now I use this as my grill. Hmm. Hmm. Nope, going back to the barrels. But there's a couple of different things you could do, very similar to that. To give yourself a little bit more color, some depth, and it would work out fantastically. I did actually try to put one like this and one like this down low to give myself kind of a sink shape. It really just didn't work out. But a thing I will do at some point, maybe not in this building, but you can actually take stairs. If you place one, it'll become just a straight stair, and if you go next to it, it will as well. But you can place them at a 90-degree angle from each other. Now, one, this can make a really cool chair, depending on where you're putting things. But the other thing is it can make a good bathtub. So down the road, if I decide to make some kind of a bathroom type thing in one of my buildings, we'll have that as a fantastic option to use. But otherwise, this is just coming together so great. I'm actually really pleased with myself. The ceiling's a little flat, but I'm okay with that, especially since this is legitimately the first time I've tried really hard at interior. Um, And some of them, still basic. I'm probably going to do something else in here. I don't know yet. But the rest of this area, I mean, from this view, this looks like a home. And, function is great and fantastic, especially in a single player world where you just want to get all your stuff and go out, make some good buildings from the outside, which this one definitely still needs some work. It's a little bit flat. It's not as fun as it could be, but we're getting there slowly but surely. Once we have the inside completely done, we'll come back out. We'll take a look at some of the things we did with the outside structure and spruce it up just a little bit. But anyway, as the sun is rising on a new Minecraft day, I think that I'm going to run away to my little fishing place here. Good news, I did notice that Mr. Fisher is in fact back. So the pillagers didn't get him, he just ran away for safety. So I'm going to hang out with him, gather up some more books, hopefully get a little bit better going on for our armor and some of our tools here. But with that, thanks for joining me on this little journey as we start cracking along just a little bit further. And I hope to see you tomorrow in our next episode.